Hello one, hello all. It's Group 3 Season 11, Round 1. Here then is the grid for the sprint race. Hat Maris on pole position alongside Raiden on the front row. That's how they'll line up, but how will they finish here in the sprint race at Suzuka? Here we go then, on the grid for the start of the first race of Season 11 here in the Group 3. The engines are revving, we're prepared to go any minute now. And it's lights out, and away we go. Looks like a decent start from Matt Morris, but Raiden looked to pull it off the line in the Ferrari, as is Wittmann in the Lamborghini there. So they all shuffle through into positions, finding where they want to put themselves on the track, and Raiden gets down the inside into turn 1 on the start there. A little bit of contact up and down the field as they all try to find their way through at the first corner at the start of this lap now here. And it looks like everyone's still all intact as they navigate the first corner safely. And on the track, as Hunty just getting past the Athenaeum there in the two Porsches. As here we go now, as they file their way through, like single file through the S's. Don't really see the S's the biggest overtaking spot. Foxy running slightly out wide there as they head through into Dunlop. But it's Raiden who's taken the lead from Hat Maris then on the lead, and he's already started to shoot out a bit of a gap. Hat Maris has managed to stay into second with Vitt now over the close win with Night Donner in 4th place. As we can see them getting through the Degners there, it is the Cupid Stunts driver, GRT Hunty. Melon pulls to the outside almost to try and find a move on his fellow countryman in Hat in the form of Hans from Mercedes. The Alfa Corona driver here in 7th place. Then it's all looking good. I think there's a bit of contact. There is a bit of contact. And Wittmann's round! That's Wittmann round! And he's the wrong way now to win, so I think he got involved in the incident. And Wittmann drops down to the back. And that alleviates a lot of the pressure on the back of Hat Maris there. And down into 16th and 15th is Night Donner and Wittmann Gene. It's all come to a head at the hairpin here on the opening lap of the race. So Athenaeum then into 8th place around Spoon. It's all looking good. Is anyone going to struggle and spin out of Spoon? Hunty up into 6th place. A decent start from him, and Melon running slightly out wide across the curb there. And I think someone else gone off. Someone's got off, and it's Foxy who ping balls straight back onto the track. Thankfully Robbo and I think Mikey just about avoiding that one there as Foxy drops back, running wide out to the exit of Spoon. TNT in 7th then as they charge through 130 hours. Melon's going to go for a move down the inside on Hamza, and down the inside on Wizard, and I think he's braked too late, and he has. And Melon has dropped himself now off the track, and Melon down the ordering, he's falling and he's falling and he's falling down to 11th place now. And I think Mikey's going to find his way past a bit of a squeeze there. Melon almost ended up on the gravel there. Melon, the returning driver, and it's not like that's gone well for him at the Casio Triangle, trying to get ahead. And in fact, a moment, Raiden goes off now from the lead. He's made a mistake at the first corner. That's given Hat Maris the lead. Now will Raiden lose 2nd place to Wizard? I don't think he does. So Wizard holding out in P2 for now. It's a straight race this, all the way to the finish. All 6 laps. No tyre wear, no fuel depletion or anything. Just a race which leads us on to a full reverse grid feature race, which will come on after the sprint. So here we go then. M3 guy, as you can see, 12. Hansa's made a mistake as well on both of the blue cars there. Hansa and M3 Foxy, and there's another one off, and another one bites the dust, and I think that's Wizard. It is. It's Wizard who's up in 3rd place, and he's now down to 14th. And it seems as Sean's had a fantastic start, starting 14th. He's moved all the way up into 6th at the start of this race because everyone's making mistakes. That has moved Hunty up into 3rd, and on the back of Raiden, Hat Maris starting to plot a bit of a gap, and I think that's Olds Machine's trying to get ahead of Sean on the outside, heading into 200R, which leads them directly ahead into Spoon, and I think he's going to try it there with Robbo just looking in the background if it goes wrong between these two, and Olds Machine gets ahead of Sean, and Sean fighting back hard on the brakes into Spoon down the inside, and Olds Machine doesn't quite defend that one. Now with Mikey all over the back of Robbo as well, as Robbo falls through, and Sean ended up not getting the position because Olds Machine manages to keep his way ahead there now. And so this train is really starting to be formed now, and he's allowing the top 3 to escape. And it's what the top 5 are escaping up at the front, and it's what they need right now. And I think there's Melon getting down the inside of Mikey just a lap ago. He braked a little bit too late, and I think Sean getting ahead of Mikey there, at least trying to do some of the chicane. It doesn't look like he's done that now for 6th. So Athenaeum up into 5th place in 4th, and at the moment the leaders heading on to lap 3. Hat Maris leads, Raiden 2nd, 3rd place Hunty, 4th TNT, and then rounding out the top 5 is Athenaeum. Olds Machine leading that train of cars from 6th all the way down toward the back end of the field here as we do. Robbo running wide, he's off at the first corner. He's going to start dropping positions, taking a wide line careful not to touch that AstroTurf. It is a lethal AstroTurf, and he claws his way back onto the track, down in 14th, and a decent start he had, and it's dropped horrifically wrong in the end, and he's dropped all the way down to the back now, with M3 guy in 11th place, and that's that, and Melon in 8th, and for Sean as well, with TNT and Athenheim 5th and 4th. Chasing him down, Melon trying to recover from his mistake when he tried to get down the inside of Wizard, and he has now gotten ahead of both of them. He's gotten ahead of Hansa, and I think Wizard's almost making contact there with M3 guy heading into the Degners. But it's looking like side by side as Sean tries to cover off Melon, and Melon's going to go to the outside, or is that Sean diving down the inside into the hairpin on Melon? Then he gets ahead, but does Melon try to fight back in the Alpha? I don't think he does. And M3 guy around the place a little, and he's just about covering off Hansa there. So now up to the front, Hat Maris has extended quite an advantage at the moment over Raiden, with Hunty sitting pretty comfortable in 3rd over the Athenheim in Derhoff, and Melon's getting back into Spoon and ahead of Sean again, and he moves that position with Hansen now over covering off Mikey with Wizard, and M3 guy and Foxy following each other. Robo dropping all the way down to the back, and it's been a bit of a disaster so far for Nike and Wittmann, who sit in 15th and 16th. You'd have thought they'd have been contenders at the front of the field. Melon's down in 76th place of Machine then, as Melon trying to recover from that mistake he made on lap 1, where he just braked a little bit too late trying to get down the inside of Hansa and Wizard, I think it was, on that Casio triangle. But I think it's going well for him now, as he's slowly starting to recover his way back up. So Melon chasing, or being chased should I say rather, by Sean, and in fact there's Hoxie trying to get past M3 guy, the Aston versus the Audi. I think the Audi's just come out on top there as M3 guy gets past Foxy into the main straight and into the first corner, and which heads them directly onto the S's. It's a relative single file complex corners of the S's, and Raiden is now all over the back of Hat Maris, and Raiden, who is the reigning Pro Championship. Last season we had a Pro-Am, which we're not having this season, but Raiden did win that championship, so that means it makes him the defending Group 3 champion, and I think he's had 5 Group 3 titles until now, but I may be mistaken, as Melon is on the back of Waltz Machines. Melon just ahead of Emperor Sean, as Melon running a little bit wide out the second Degner that leads them under the ton, as you can see them all very close to each other. We've got Wizard just in behind Hansa now, and almost a bit of contact there through the hairpin. Hairpin's probably one of the key overtaking spots if you get the run on them at the Degners, but I don't think anyone's quite got that, and I think Wittmann down at the back now, Donna slowly catching up to Robbo down at the back there now, as Hunty is following Raiden, who is following Hat Maris. So whilst it's going badly for Wittmann and for Robbo, their teammates in the form of Hunty and Hat Maris respectively are indeed up at the front. And I think Raiden's teammate is Emperor Sean, who's not too far, but he is in P8. So Hat Maris leads this race still as they head onto the penultimate race, this sprint race, which is meant to last just about 12 minutes. The sprint's supposed to last, and the feature is supposed to last about 35 minutes. So we will have the feature coming up just after this. The feature featuring tyre wear, a reverse full grid, and strategy and a longer race. But here we go, here comes Wizard trying to get past Hansa onto the main straight they go now, and I don't think that Aston quite got the straight line speed that Mercedes has, and that is what is costing him there, and that inability to get ahead, and so he's going to have to bide his time for another lap. There's now Hunty still close to the back of Braden and Hat Maris, and is Hunty out of the question to win at this race, or it's definitely going to be between Raiden and Hat Maris? Now, I'm not sure about Hat Maris. Raiden's obviously won many races. I don't think Hunty's ever won in a Group 3. Hat Maris, I think he's had podiums, but I don't think he's won, but I'm not sure. As Sean goes off, Sean slightly off the track, gets out of the way for Hansa, and it was a bit of a tricky place for Wizard to find his way through, but he does hide and hold that on the outside of Dunlop, and he's now going to switch into the inside for the Degner under the braking, and Wizard gets through. Commitment there to getting ahead, and maybe a bit of letting by as Memprigar goes sideways, and he's just cut the second Degner sideways, and I mean, well held. I mean, he didn't spin, but he did lose a lot of time, and now we got Night Donner on Robbo. So Night Donner down in 15th place. He's about to get past the Golf Yorkshire livery of Robbo in the Toyota, not quite into the hairpin, but Robbo taking a very wide line, almost Almost looked like Roll was just letting him through there, the number 12 car. Getting overtaken by the number 58 car of Night Donner, and Wizard runs a little bit wide and he runs off the track as Spoon, and another mistake's being made. One of the drivers was costing their position. Foxy getting out there now. That drops Wizard down into 12th place, and now I think that's actually Hansa and Mikey, two very close, and in fact just up the road are the two Team Corona drivers, TNT and Melond. Hat Maris leads, Raiden second, Hunty third place, and it's still heading on to the final lap. Can all change here in the sprint race, and this is showing you the action you can expect to see over the course of this Group 3 season, especially in the sprint race. You can see there's the two teammates in the background there of Melond and TNT. Melond got in up to 5th, and as the Alfa Romeo looks to be about overtaken by the Corvette. They're very opposite cars, which is interesting. The Corvette very quick in the straight, but is a bit iffy in the corners, whereas the 4C is the opposite. It's not the fastest thing in the straight, but it handles quite nicely in the corners. So it's quite interesting that they've gone with that, and it's really showing how close it is at the moment. And Raiden all over the back of Hat Maris. He's teasing the back of Maris, but can he find a way? Can he find the way through? I don't think he can quite get ahead there of the Aston Martin Gulf livery, or Gulf inspired livery, the blue and orange, and Athenium off at the second Degner. That's going to allow these two that have been battling away the inter-team battle between. There's another car off, and that's Robbo's Spun just heading into Dunlop, and that has put it down into dead last. I think Melond almost looked to try and make a move there, but there we go. We've got Melond in 6th place. It looks like he's going to try and get around the outside of his teammate into 200R, and I think he's going to try and hang it around the outside. Is Melond going to be quite close enough to do it? I don't think he is. There's Athenium in 4th place. Meanwhile, up at the top 3, who's going to have the advantage heading into the final sector of the race? Here we go then. Hunty on the back of Raiden for 2nd as they head down the back straight toward 130R in a single file line, slipstreaming each other. Is anyone going to be brave enough to go for the move into 130R? I don't think they are. They're not quite close enough. So their last overtaking spot to win the race is going to be this final chicane here at the Casio Triangle. And is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough for Hunty or Raiden to change positions? No, I don't think it is. And Hat Maris is going to come around the final corner to win the first race of the season. Raiden home in 2nd, Hunty with a penalty, unsurprisingly cheating, in 3rd place. Athenium in 4th, 5th, Melton 6th. TNT, though, that could change, and in fact just in the background, Hansa and Mikey look like they're about to cross the lines together, and then in fact Mikey just might get ahead. Sean in 10th, 11th Wizard, 12th Foxy, 13th and 3 gone, 14th Vitman, a good recovery considering he was dead last at the start, 15th Night Donner, and at the very back is indeed Robbo. Team 6 then on both ends with Hat Maris winning and his teammate down in dead last. So it was a very mixed fortunes day, but for this man he'll be very happy. A win does put him on the championship lead, because obviously we've only done the one race. He had all was close, but really good. Here are your official results then. Hat Maris takes the win, Raiden 2nd, 3rd Hunty, Raiden with the fastest lap as well on lap 3. So, full reverse grid for the feature puts Rob on pole position, Night Donner 2nd and Vitman in 3rd. It's a rolling start as well, so that's how they start. How will they finish? The 17 lap feature race is upon us then. BJ Robert 28 pole position after finishing dead last, and away they go for the rolling start to the feature race, the 2nd race of the season, and we'll cap off round 1. How will they finish and who will take the victory? Night Donner and Vitman's 2nd and 3rd, which isn't too far off, and away they go now, and Robbo leads them away on the start with Night Donner sat 2nd, 3rd place Vitman, but Night Donner immediately trying to catch up to Robbo. He's going to want to try and get ahead of him as quickly as possible. We'll see how long Robbo can hold on to the lead. They head into the first corner now, and everyone looks to have been good so far, with Night Donner then still chasing Robbo down in 2nd place. There's Emperor Sean getting around there on the outside, slightly touching that AstroTurf on the exit of the first corner, and Washy Olds Machines trying to get ahead of Mikey there. Raiden down in 16th place as well. He's gotten overtaken by Hat Maris as Robbo is feeling that pressure now from Night Donner as they head up through Dunlop, and I think is Night Donner going to try and get ahead there now into Dunlop, and I think it does. And Night Donner to take the lead from BJ Robert 28. Yes, he does. on at the first lap there. Robert cuts in just in between them, on between Night Donner and Vitman G now as into second place then drops Robbo, and now we've got Wizard on the back of Foxy, and I think Vitman's getting ahead of Robbo, so Vitman's lost 2 places at the start of this race. And there we go, as we can see them piling through the Degners now. Everyone looks still, all on the track, all present and accounted for. TNT trying to chase down Old's Machine, who's going side by side with Mikey, and Old's Machine's going to try and hang it on the outside into 200R, is he? No, not quite. And in fact, these guys are all very close, and Robbo, I think, to defend, and I think Foxy's gone off at Spoon, trying to avoid M3 guy. Foxy goes off the track, and M3 guy, I think, trying to avoid a collision, has gone off. Wizard's gone slow as well, so I think Wizard's had an accident somewhere as well. Foxy seems to be struggling with that Spoon curve, as Melon's dropped down to 12th place now on the back of Emperor Sean for 11th. Foxy is in 7th, and 8th place is Mikey. I think he's going to try and get down that inside, but he's not quite close enough not to get to 130. So Robbo's got a bit of an advantage now over M3 guy, over Hansa. Wizard in 6th place, and I think someone's gone. It is Foxy. Foxy's gone, and it looks to be struggling for him now. Hart Maris and Raiden going side by side. Raiden gets down the inside of the Hart Maris. Move he couldn't make in the sprint race to win, he has made in the feature race. It's going to be crucial for those drivers to find their way up the field as quickly as possible. If they want any chance of winning this race, they need to make sure that they don't sit themselves down at the back of the field for too long. But Robert still sitting third after pole position for the feature. Night Donner and Vitman are going to hopefully gain out a healthy lead as Night Donner continuing to lead at this race then, with Mikey, TNT and Old's Machines all very close to each other. 2 Americans and a Brit getting close in, and they're all over each other. We'll see if anyone can make any changes to the order. That Mikey and Old's Machines are not on the same team, despite how they've both gone with a green colour. As Old's Machine, as Mikey gets to the inside into Dunlop, switches to the outside for Degner. Old's Machine showing him the door, and Old's Machine makes sure that he doesn't get past there, but TNT is going to try and find a way through Mikey that way into the second Degner. That's massively hurt Mikey's run out of the corner now, and Sean's going to get through, and I think Sean might also try and move around the outside of TNT. Yes, he does, as I think a penalty there from Hansa, from Old Machines, as Wizard now on the back of Hansa. Vitman chasing down Night Donner for the lead. Night Donner spins! He spins! Up at Spoon Curve, it's more than a 360. He's facing backwards on the track as well. He's going to drop down the other. It's been a nightmare for Night Donner, and it's only getting worse. Now Wizard up in a 5th place, as we can see this massive train of cars all wanting to try and find their way through with Raiden, and it extends all the way down to Raiden and Hat Maris down at the back. Foxy right at the back, he's really struggling here. Now, as a massive train all slipstreaming off each other, heading down towards 130 down that back straight, and it's looking good so far. Night Donner is managed only to go down to 6th place, but he is now leading this train. There's yellow flags yet again, and I think there's someone gone off. It's M3 guy! Now there's at the Casio triangle dropping down. I think that was Hunty cutting the corner. We saw Hunty just cheating his way through the Casio triangle, as is to be expected, and Hat Maris makes an early pit stop, I think, to try and get out of the traffic there, and there's an awful lot of traffic as cars are all just following their way through now down the Suzuka circuit into towards turn 1. I think Old's Machine pulls to the inside, trying to get past Hunty, but not quite close enough. Hunty delivered his first Group 3 podium finish in that sprint race. We'll see if he can grab any more throughout the season, as Hansa has been chased down by Wizard, who's being chased now by Robbo, who's dropped now down to 4th place, and there's Night Donner. In fact, Night Donner's spin and Robbo being on the pole for the feature has actually helped Vitman quite substantially, who's managed to now build up quite the gap, and I think that's Mikey trying to find his way through Sean, not quite close enough, and there's a little bit of dust, and I think someone's gone off, and I think it's Wizard who has lost the position now to the Gulf Toyota of Robbo. So here we go then, after 9, Hunty, Old Machine and Raiden, who's managed to get his way up to 12th. He was 16th when we saw him on lap 1, so he's managed to slowly make his way through. There's after 9 in 9th under threat from the other Porsche of Hunty, who is back in his beloved Porsches then, as Robbo trying to stay ahead of Wizard for another lap here in 3rd place. He's got Night Donner just in behind him in 5th, who spun at Spoon earlier on. Now then, here's Rob, here's Sean, Mikey, Afenheim and Hunty. Raiden up into 11th place, managed to get ahead of Olds Machine and continues to carve his way through the field. But I think Olds Machine is definitely looking to apply some pressure to Raiden here in the slipstream. He's sitting in slipstream, I think he's pulling to the inside, and he's not quite close enough to get ahead of Raiden there down that straight. I think it's the Jaguar versus the Ferrari. So there's, here we go then, through onto the main straight, heading on to lap 4 for some of these drivers now. Mikey getting a little bit spinny, as there we go, and for Sean has gone a bit of a wrong through a Cassia triangle. That's lost him the position to Mikey, and he might also lose in the position to Hunty, and maybe even Afenheim and everyone else in this race. And I think Hunty is going to want to try and go down the inside of Mikey as well into turn 1. It looks like he's definitely going to try it, and I think Afenheim might try and follow his way through on him, and somehow he managed to survive that without making any contact. And now for the S's, look how close Wizard is in the Aston on the back of Robbo's Toyota. In 3rd place, he's managing to hold on for now, but I don't think he's quite. We'll see how much longer he can hold on for. There he comes then, heading up to Dunlop into the Degners. Wizard pulls to the outside of Dunlop, which is going to switch to the inside for the Degners. And is he going to try and get down these inside? I think they make contact! They make contact and Robbo's off! And he's dropped a load of position. He spins the wrong way now. And he's waiting, I think, for a sensible gap to get through. And it's all horribly gone wrong for Robbo, who finished dead last in the sprint race and has dropped down the order now in the feature. His teammate goes through up into 13th. And there's a 3 guy getting past well into 14th, Rob into 15th, and Foxy has retired from the race. He's parked in the pit lane, and he is face over. He looked to struggle on those opening laps, and I think he's just called it quits at that. So he is not going to go any further. He's not finishing at this race. Mikey then is being chased down by Hunty as his train still continues to form as they run out of spoon, trying to make an overtake, but you can't get desperate. And when that desperation kicks in, who's going to try to go for a move? And if it goes wrong, you can lose a lot of places. We've seen for that sprint race so far for the feature race that because everyone's so close, that one simple mistake on an overtake and you can be right down at the back. Hat Maris then pitted in and is now trying to get out ahead of a 3 guy into 130R, and he does get ahead there in the Esteban before he even makes it into 130R. So Hat Maris, who won the sprint race, is now the championship leader, I suppose, with the pole and the sprint race win. Well, there we go, so Hunty on the back of Mikey then, and is this going to be enough for Hunty to get down the inside, not into turn 1? Raiden's done a fantastic race. He's been carving his way through the field, and a decent start. I think survival's been the key to that start. Hunty on the back of Raiden after Niam in that 9th place there, with Olds Machine just covering off the Alfa Romeo of Melond in 11th place. Now Donna trying to close into the top 3 now, trying to recover from his spin that he had earlier, and Raiden around the outside of Hunty, not into Dunlop, but it does look like he's getting close, and he's really trying to get his way through the field now as Raiden, and he's gonna go for it. He's probably a favourite for the championship this season as Raiden, and so it's crucial to start the season off successful. I mean, there's a long way to go in the season yet, so it's not like doing well here is the be-all end-all, but it's difficult to have a good season if you start so far down in the championship. And I think that sprint as Afenheim goes off. Afenheim off the track at the hairpin almost. That does bring strength to the clutches of Olds Machine and Melon, who are continuing to battle. A little bit of a gap to Sean, and just behind Sean, with a bit of a gap just going for the hairpin now, is Hat Maris. So Olds Machine trying to close in on Afenheim. Afenheim's lost a lot of time, and that battle with Raiden and Hunty is not a battle that Afenheim is involving himself in anymore. It's so easy to make mistakes around this track. And in fact, I think Hunty was right on the back of someone there. Melon trying to chase down Afenheim, and here comes Hunty. Here comes Hunty on Mikey, GRT on GRT, and there's an ERT man just watching him behind on. It's not quite close enough to go for a move into 130R. Bit of a sensible decision there from Hunty in the Porsche. Now is he going to go for a move around the outside into the chicane? I think he's going to try it around the outside into Cassia, but there wasn't quite enough room there for Hunty. He's going to try and get the exit onto the main straight as Wizard and Mikey both pull in there then. And now that's Raiden in the background in the slipstream. That Ferrari is quick on a straight. And so here we go then. Is he going to pull to the inside? Yes, he does. Down the main straight into turn 1. Raiden pulls to the inside. After Niam has got Olds Machines just behind him. And so Olds Machines in the Jag. Number 63 is going to be trying hard to make sure he can find a way up through the field. Every position matters for the points that you can win. Well, points mean prizes, so kind of want points. Anyway, here comes Hunty in 6th place, chasing down Raiden after he got overtaken. I don't think Hunty's really, well, I mean, he was close to Raiden in the sprint, but I don't think Hunty will ever anticipate himself racing properly against Raiden. I don't know if he's something he's saying that he's in the fight with Raiden. So after Niam in 7th then. Raiden's chasing down TNT to continue his march through the field, and is this going to be enough for 4th place for Raiden? In fact, we've got Melond on the back of Olds Machines. Melond's been having to overtake everyone here today, and he's getting close to the back of the Jaguar of Olds Machines, the American, and in fact we've got the other American in TNT who's having to defend against Raiden, and the other Olds Machine having to defend against Melond. So here we go, Melond on the back into Spoon. I don't think he's close enough to make the move. We've seen some people try moves into Spoon. I don't think they've been quite close enough to do so. So here we go then. We've got Hunty on the back of TNT, who's been overtaken by Raiden, and then Raiden up into P4. Wittmann is looking pretty strong up out in the front. Hansa doing well at the moment in 2nd place, and in 3rd place looks to be Nike Donna. In 3rd at the moment, with Raiden trying to chase on to that top 3. From the back of the field for Raiden as well, it's been an incredible charge up here in Suzuka. As the next race will be at the Nürburgring next weekend. So Olds Machines is trying to get ahead, or trying to stay ahead, sorry, of Melon, the Alfa Romeo in the slipstream. He says it's not the quickest guy in the straight line, but is he going to be enough for the slipstream to try and find his way through on Olds Machine? Even further in the background, we've got Wizard versus Hat Maris, so 2 Aston Martin drivers at the back trying to change positions, and Olds Machine stays to live to fight another day, but Melon's going to try and get him around the outside into turn 2, and I think he does get him there, and he's got ahead. And what a move there from Melon to stay ahead, and he is staying ahead of Olds Machine. That was a phenomenal move as they charged into the S's there. As TNT in 5th place, in 6th place is Hunty. It's going to be quite interesting then, as Athenium and Robbo in 14th and 13th. So I think Athenium's pitted. I'm not sure about whether Robbo's pitted. I don't think Robbo has pitted. So we've got Raiden, who is leading TNT, who is leading Hunter. And just up in front we've got Nike Donner and Hansa, and Nike Donner gets ahead of Hansa, and so up into 2nd place he goes. Hunty is still trying to find his way through the field. He starts to walk back as well after finishing 3rd. Not quite as back as Raiden. We saw on lap 1 was actually down into 16, so he's doing well. And I think he's charging for that top 3. We watch Athenium in 13 as we watch now. Watching Olds Machines trying to get ahead of Melon, and he's getting quite close in there. Melon's teammates in his T-side in 5th place. He's got Hunty for company, so Hunty splitting the 2 Corona teams. Cars of TNT and Melon. But as you can see, closing up on Raiden, he's not too far off, and I think Wittmann into the pits of these medium tyres that he started the race on. The Lamborghini of Cupid stumps. Wittmann is into the pits and off of those tyres. And I think Nike Donner's joining him into Hansa to go on to take the lead of the race unless Wittmann is ahead. And I think Raiden's in as well. And Hunty is also in. And I think it's Melon in, Melon's not in, TNT's not in. Wittmann does get out in 2nd, so behind Hansa. Hat Maris is in as well for his 2nd stop. And I think Robbo's going to be pitting it as well. So a lot of people have chosen lap 7 to make their first pit stop, unless because you have Maris, who pitted for the 2nd time in the race. As we see cars just in the pit, Sean's continuing on as well. There's M3 on the Robbo pitting in. Washing Olds Machines. Olds Machines is sat down the order, but just coming out behind Hat Maris TNT in 3rd. Nike Donner in 6th, 7th is Raiden. Mikey in 8th place. So Rain dropping down to 7th place. A couple of drivers haven't pitted, I don't think. Melon, TNT and Hansa haven't pitted yet, or neither has Wizard, so those are ahead and haven't pitted. So Mike Donner may resume that 2nd place to continue to chase down Raiden. Sorry for the win. Raiden is going to be trying to hunt down Mike Donner to grab into 2nd. Hunty on the back of Mikey's head up toward the hairpin now. Yeah, so toward the hairpin now. So there's Old's Machines in 12th place. And 3 guy being chased down by Robbers, head through Dunlop now, and these two often go wheel to wheel with each other in these Group 3 races, and it looks like there's another battle going on between Robbo and M3 guy, and I don't think it's Robbo going to be able to go up and move. It's not been the ideal weekend, the ideal start to the season for Robbo, or M3 guy being not far down. I don't think that's quite the position he wanted to be in. Hunty is chasing down at Mikey, and he's gone very close onto the back of GRT teammate, with Wizard up in 5th. Melon to behind his teammate, and I think is he going to go for a move into the chicane? No, he's not quite close enough. And Hansa gives up his lead, and I think TNT's off at the Casio triangle, and Wizard gets through, and I think they're pitting anyway, and they do. Wizard not going in. I think Wizard might have already pitted, and I think TNT's at the wall. He's at the pit wall going into the pit, so it went from bad to worse for TNT, losing all that time just as he was coming into the pit. It's not the ideal situation for TNT then, but Robbo in the slipstream of M3 guy now, coming down the back straight toward 130R. I don't think it's possible to make the move into 130R. Is he going to be able to get a run out of 130R and toward a Casio triangle? Is it going to be close enough? He's got to run, and 3 guys close the door on him on the inside. Robbo commits to the outside, and around the outside he's going to try and go, but I think he's just gone in too deep. He has gone too deep, and Robbo not quite making that move. And 3 guy has managed to defend his position so far. He's done a good job at that as well. And so Hunty, Raiden and Night Donner very close. After 9 down to 8th place, and Hansa in 9th. Marius is moving up to 10th. He's only made 2 stops. And the time he's taken, Maestro is still 1 stop. I think he made an early pit stop, get out of traffic. It looks to be working for him. Raiden's all over back of Night Donner. As Melon and Wizards in 2nd and 3rd. I don't think they have pitted, but Vimmen's a long way front. And a moment from Affenheim just coming out of the 2nd deck. It just caught the back end of that. I think he went a little bit too far out wide. It's easy to go too fast with the deckers and end up off the track. It's not where you want to be. It's not the quickest way around the track, but it's an easy mistake to do. So Raiden is closing in on Mike Donner, but he will be 2nd at the moment. I think it's just that Hunty, Raiden and Night Donner in 4th and 5th. Melon is on the back, who's chasing Wizard. In fact, Wizard's going to come to the inside, and he gets ahead. Does he get ahead before 130R? Yes, he does. And just before 130R, Wizard moves up in the 2nd place. In the background, Raiden practically pushing Night Donner down the lap there, as Hansa is being chasing down after 9 with Hat Marix up there. Now in 9th place, he's managed to make way. He did start last, so Hansa then in 9th place, just chasing down after 9 to get ahead. So then, in 13th TNT was Sean up into 12th. Robbo down at the back in 15th. Foxy, the only one who's not racing at the moment, with M3 guy still just ahead. So here we go, they're in a line, slipstreaming each other. It's after 9 again, Blake trying to close up to the back with Mikey. Hunty has gotten ahead of Mikey there. And there is Hansa in behind Affenheim. So here we go then, this is going to be a very close run to the finish now, with the final 8 laps or so till the end of this first future race of the season, and the 2nd race of the season, which will conclude the first round of Group 3 Season 11. The next weekend's race will be jotting off to Germany for the Nürburgring GP, and Sean off the track allows TNT through and into that position then. Now Mikey, so we've got Raiden on the back of Night Donner. I think Raiden's going to pull move to the outside. It's going to be the inside with a little bit of a kink, and then it's the outside of the hairpin. I think Raiden's going to try and drive it around the outside. There's a bit of contact between Night Donner and Melon. Raiden driving that around the outside, but Night Donner has managed to get the run on Melon. I think with Melon being there as her Raiden, who's been boxed in there by Night Donner and Melon, so Night Donner's going to try and fight back. He's going to go to the inside. I think he might even try and get down the inside of Melon as well into Spoon. And is he going for the inside? Down the inside. Night Donner. Mel goes off, try to give Night space, and Raiden manages to capitalise on that as well. So Mel has lost 2 places in that same move there from Nike Donner, getting ahead. There was nothing illegal with that, it was just the nature of the corner. So here we go then, Hat Maris in 10th, in 9th place Hansa, in 8th place Athenaeum. Here we go, is this going to be enough? Hansa chasing down Athenaeum for the 8th place in this race. Hat Maris down in 10th, which is as Athenaeum gets a bit of a moment, touching the outside curb there on the exit of 130R, being defended nicely there by Hansa in 9th place. And Melon makes the pit stop, and I think it might be his first pit stop, so instead of one stop, Melon dropping down the order quite substantially. As out in front we've got Nike Donner, sorry, and Raiden gets ahead of Nike Donner into 3rd place, and now I think Raiden's going to be chasing after the top two, which currently sits as Wizard and Wittmann, and in fact I think there is a bit of a moment from Athenaeum, closes that gap between Athenaeum, Hansa and Hat Maris. Athenaeum is being chased by Hansa, and he's now under the pressure as they head for the S's. It's important to get the S's right. It's not really a multi-line corner that can open up for overtaking. Instead, it's a sort of corner which, it's a section of corners where you sort of got to bide your time and not be too eager to get going quickly. It's easy to get wrong this circuit, and we've seen so many people get it wrong so far. As Raiden's now in 3rd place, moving up from the back of the grid all the way into the top 3 there, and a fantastic move from Raiden. He's had an incredible race so far. Hunting in 5th, 6th, Mikey. So we can see this battle at the back there as Hat Maris trying to continue to charge up the field. Hasn't been able to get through the field as quickly as Raiden has, and that's going to be key in these feature races, is being able to move your way up through the field quickly. So Robbo yet again still on the back of M3 guy, but he's not quite close enough to make the move yet, so he's still trying to find a way through, and he just looks to be unable to do so. Yellow flags and hands is off, and Athenaeum's off. So has there been an incident there between them two fighting for a position, and it's gone wrong at the spoon, and Athenaeum drops down to 11th, and he might even be overtaken by TNT, dropping him down to 12th. That does allow as Wizard finally comes into the pits alone, Raiden into 2nd place, and so that battle is on for Nike Donner and Raiden for 2nd. Maris now moving over this terrace. He's going well for him, and TNT getting ahead of him as Athenaeum spins. He spins a 360 on 130R, trying to gain some extra points for style, and that's unfortunately lost him a lot of time. Robbo again trying to catch up to him, 3 guys to take him in. Athenaeum picking up a penalty for good measure. Hunty in the pits, Mikey in the pits. Well, Wizard comes out in 5th place, I believe, just ahead of Olds Machines, as Hansa as well, just in behind Olds Machines. But currently we watch Olds Machines teammate Nike Donner in 3rd place, trying to catch up to Raiden, who sits in 2nd. Wizard is chasing down Hat Maris then for 4th. Melon in 8th, in 9th place TNT. We'll see if Hansa can get quite close enough to Olds Machine to get it close enough to overtake then. They're very close. In fact, these two, Robbo's gone a lot closer to M3 guy recently, but hasn't been able to get ahead. So TNT behind his teammate again. So these two, Melon and TNT are very close to each other on track again. They were battling for a lot of the sprint race, and they do not look like they're apart from each other in the feature. As long as they don't hit each other though, it is all well and good. And so we've got Melon and TNT in 8th and 9th. We've got 10th place Hunter in the top 10, coming off the back of his podium in the sprint race. So with Melon trying to gain further up the field, and Hat Maris is up into 4th place, so it's working for him, but I think he might need to make an extra pit stop there now. And speaking of extra pit stops, Wittmann is in, and so Raiden is also behind him in 2nd. Melon in 8th place, 9th place TNT, and in 10th is Hunter. Sean is back in 11th place, in 12th place Mikey, and Free Guy 13th. And so as we watch then, this is Hunter on the back of TNT, Hans are on the back of Old Machines, it's not done with Raiden also in the pit on the same lap that Wittmann did, so Wittmann has got quite the advantage, and Hat Maris is in as well, and I think someone got off the skin of the one out. But as they all navigate that well without hitting each other, and I think TNT is going into pit, he does dive to pit as he's Old's Machine in the pit, so Hunty moves up the place now. Sean's going in as well, and Mikey's staying out. And 3 guys all covering the back of Robert. Robert dives it to the inside. He darts to the inside, but not quite close enough to make the move there. But that almost looked like he was going to try and go ahead. After Nimes back in 15th after his pit stop with a penalty. In 3 guy in as well, so Robert continuing on for an extra lap it seems as Maris and T. The Melond in P6 been chasing Hansa, but behind him is Hunty, who's been trying to carve his way through the field, and Hunty's actually ended up ahead of Maris in all this. We'll see how long Hunty can stay ahead of Maris. Wizard is chasing in Raiden. Raiden's managed to pull out a gap there now. TNT is just clear of Mikey. Mikey is just trying to catch up to TNT. Every position matters. Every position, even Foxy, who's sat in the pits for the majority of the race, will still score points. So each position does matter. It's not like anyone's not scoring any points. And Melon is on the back hands of the 2 Austrians in the lead, fighting side by side. And Melon moves up into P5, and Hansa's into 6th, dropping a position now. Melon getting ahead, which actually puts Hansa on the pressure of Hunty. Hunty is going for him now, and it looks like if he can get the run on him there. We've got Wizard on the back and Night Bonnet for top 3 now, and I think he's going to be close to make the move. He's across the curb and he spins, and it's more than a 360, and it's a spin the other way as well. It's gone very badly wrong. He has ended up at the chicane, stopped, but it's gone horrifically wrong for Wizard. He just pushed it too far trying to catch up to Night Donna. Hunty is trying to chase him down as well, so we've got Mikey on the back of TNT. Old Machine's a bit further behind, and Robbo has gone ahead of Sean. Nothing I haven't pitted yet, so these 2 have pitted for their probably last time as they're going to run up to the line now. Nothing I'm getting ahead of Sean. I don't think Sean was in a position where he really wanted to keep holding them up, with Hansa chasing it down at Hunter. And so now Hunty is on the back of Hansa, and here we go. TNT, Mikey, 10th place Mikey, 9th place TNT, and so I think Mikey's going to try and go for the position. Hunty in 7th place, all on the back of Blue Mercedes of Hansa, and I think is he going to be able to find his way through. He's just biding his time for Dunlop into the 2 Degners. That leads you onto the hairpin, which is probably his best chance to overtake. Well, we have seen people go for it into the Degners, so they're clearly not shying away from some interesting overtaking manoeuvres. Hunty, not one of those people who's going for it into the Degners. As I think we're now just rounding into the final couple of laps now before the end of the race, so it's just going to be binding time and wait until we go down until the end. TNT in 9th place, 7th place is Hunty, in 6th place is Hansa. 7th place and Hunty's on the back of Hansa. And is he going to be quite close to go for a move into Spoon? Is he going to go for it? No, not quite close enough to make that move. This stupid stunts of Hunty is on the back of the Mercedes of Hansa then. So Wizard is in 4th place at the moment, just ahead of Melond on 5th. So we've got Hunty trying to go side by side with Hansa, heading down the back straight into 130R. So it's back in the slipstream, doesn't want to go for the move into 130R, I think thinks better of it, and thinks his better overtaking spot will be into the chicane. Old Machine in 11, just behind. He's trying to catch up to those 2 that are battling in 10th and 19, T and Mikey. So Melon, for a spot in the top 4, is going to be racing against Wizard and Hansa pit, so that surrenders that position. Hansa going into the pits now, Maris into the final 3 laps, chasing down Hunty. Mikey moving up into the top 10, then further into 9th place, and I think Old Machine might be able to get into the top 10 through all this. Unless of course Hansa gets out ahead of them, and he does actually just get out ahead of that battle, does he? Side by side, it's close, it's very close. Hansa trying to go around the outside on TNT, around the outside of Hansa as Hansa came out the pits, very much involved in that battle. I guess you could say he's involved in it indeed now. Is Hansa going to be after fighting them for the end of the race, but with fresher tyres, he's just about managed to get out ahead. So Melon chasing it down a Wizard for 4th. TNT trying to just hold on to Mikey. He's been trying to hold on to Mikey for quite some laps now, but he's doing just that, with only 3 laps to go. Ticking down until the end of the race is Mikey and TNT are fighting each other for 9th place and moving further inside the top 10. 7th place is Pat Marish on the back of Hunter. It's this battle. Lanza leading TNT, leading Mikey. Walls Machine in 11th place. So TNT, the American in the Corvette, in an American car, is chasing down Hamza, an Austrian in the Mercedes. Pat Maris, a Brit in the British car, in the Aston Martin, is trying for that. So TNT has managed to break a bit of a gap to Mikey now as he charges up to Old Machine in 11th. He's actually slowly reeling in on those two just ahead of him in from Panzer and TNT, but it's Hat Maris versus Hunty for 7th, 6th, and TNT and Hansa. In fact, there's Old Machine closing up to Mikey, so this is going to be quite the final couple of laps as they're going to go wheel to wheel and racing for these final couple of positions that are still all up for grabs. So Hansa is going to have TNT under pressure now into 2 laps remaining, the final couple of laps here in this sprint, in this feature race, sorry, as Melond is got in 5th place. He's chasing on Wizard for the top 4. Hunty in 6th place. He's had a great first round of the season. If he can continue his form going, it could be a good season for him. Pat Maris in 7th though wants to ruin it and get ahead of him. There's TNT in 9th. 8th place is Hansa still. Melond in 5th, 4th place is Wizard. So these two are going to be going, so this is our position, so grab this is the battle between 4th and 5th, with the battle for 6th and 7th between Hunty and Hat Maris. We've got the battle for 8th and 9th between Hansa, TNT and Mikey. So all through debate in these final couple of laps of the race. It's not over till that checkered flag drops, and it's not dropped yet, and TNT goes off! Off goes TNT, and that makes that battle a lot easier for Mikey and for Old Machine as they both get ahead of him there. So now Wizard has still holding 4th place against Melond. Can he keep it there though? In 10th place is Old Machine with TNT in 11th. So then, here we go. It's Hat Maris trying to catch up to the back of Hunty. And in the slipstream, he's going to try and get a bit closer to the back of that Porsche, but I don't think it's quite going to be enough for Hat Maris to be able to make the move there. And I don't think it is. Melon getting closer to the back of Wizard. And I don't think he's able to do that. And he's not quite closer to try and make a move now. He's sitting literally ahead onto the final. So for the final time in Suzuka, they will go racing, and if they're going to run out with every second, they are still behind. They are wasting an opportunity of trying to get ahead. They're losing a chance to overtake here. As Melon now, the first corner is ruled down, so is it for Hunty and Hat Maris, who've gotten extremely close to each other all of a sudden, as Hat Maris has gained in a bit, and now he's trying to catch up to Hat Maris. He's trying to gain on Hunty for 6th place on the final lap. Is it going to be enough for Hat Maris to take P6 away from Hunty on the final lap? Is it going to be doable? We'll have to wait and see until the checkered flag drops at the end of this feature race. Hunty's still holding on to 6th. So they head through Dunlop and into the Degners. I think Hat Maris, he just knows he's running out of opportunities at the moment to stay ahead, to make that overtake on Hunty. Hunty, however, the positive for him is knowing that for every moment he's still ahead, is a less chance for Hat to get ahead. He's going to be aware of the most possible overtaking spots. And there's Hat trying to get around the outside. Is he not quite close enough? And a bit of a wheel spin, and a bit of a moment, and an error from Hat Maris, pushed to the limit and beyond. And it was just that limit, it was going slightly beyond that limit. But it looks like that could have just cost him 6th. What about Melon versus Wizard? Is it going to be enough for Wizard to stay in 4th? I think it might just be. And so he's holding at P4 and I think down the back straight. But coming into the final corner, he's delivered an excellent race. We've barely seen him. But your winner in the feature race, VQS, Vitman G, wins the feature. Raiden has got 2nd place now in both the sprint and the feature. And so a fantastic drive from him. Sees himself into 2nd place. And Night Donner rounding out the podium there in 3rd. Wizard, it looks like it's going to be 4th if he can just edge out Melon heading into the final corner. In the 4th place it's going to be for Wizard. 5th place for Melon. And in P6 is it for Hunter? Yes it is. Hatmaris unable to get ahead of him. In 7th place then, Hatmaris. 8th, Hatanza. 9th place is going to be Mikey. 10th for Olds Machine. 11th is going to be TNT as Mikey comes around to cross the line there. Olds Machine in 10th place. I think he might have just run out of fuel in the end, and TNT has run out of fuel. TNT's out of fuel, now he's down from 9 in 12th. Might be able to get ahead in 12th. Is he going to do it? It's now TNT rolling up to the line, and he's just about made it there, down to 9 in 12th. 13th, Sean. 14th and Free Guy, and Robert and Foxy didn't make it. So there it is. Vitman wins. Raiden second, Nightblood third. Raiden with back-to-back fastest laps. We'll see you next week for the next race at the Nürburgring. Goodbye.